What's up, guys and gals? It is a very exciting day indeed because Full Control Studios has decided to expand upon their Space Hulk game, which is actually pretty sweet. We've got a mini campaign here that I haven't touched, I haven't seen, and we're going to play through it as well as we possibly can for having never seen it before. It is Messenger of Purgatory. Let's go ahead and get started with Cleanse.
Captain Atarius has fallen. During the deep incursion into the Space Hulk Messenger of Purgatory, Atarius and his squad became separated from the rest of the force. Last reports indicate that Captain Atarius fell to the Black Rage while engaging the enemy. You have been assigned to command a force to retrieve and rescue his remains. A large group of Genestealers has nested close to his last known position, making recovery exceptionally dangerous. These Genestealers must be cleansed. The enemy must not escape. Sergeant of the squad, accept your orders. Scanners have detected Xeno's life signs in these areas. Flame at least 3 of the rooms in which the Genestealers have nested. Exit with more than 2 Terminators. Protect the battle brother who bears the heavy flamer, and bathe the Genestealer nests in flame.
Alright, so taking a look at the map here, this actually seems like it may be a bit of a suicide mission to call back to our first mission that we did in the Sins of Damnation campaign. I'm not seeing an extraction point that it flashed out for me, but we'll have a better look once the mission actually loads up. I'm really excited that Full Control has decided to support the game like this, actually putting out this free content. Let's have a look. We have both Squad Lorenzo and we have Squad Gideon. Let's take a look here and figure out how we want this to function. So let's deploy. Oh, that's the escape point right there, I guess. Alright, so we've actually got to make like a forced march through this entire thing. Now, if you take a look at the objectives up here, this one's kind of interesting. So we have igniting nests will anger the Genestealers, and we have to make it out with 3 or more Terminators. Now, I don't know if that's going to increase their CP allotment or how many Genestealers they can spawn, kind of making the metagame a little bit more difficult, but I would assume that's how it's going to go down. We can flamethrower 3 rooms. I'm not seeing any set pieces that really indicate where the nests are at. Like, there's not like a nesty thing in here to sort of indicate what I should be flaming, but maybe it'll appear once we deploy everybody. We've got Squad Lorenzo, so we've got Lorenzo, we've got Calistarius as always, we've got Zale, Dino, and Goriel. Very cool. So at least we've got a heavy bolter team, so we've actually got a team that's got a lot of one-handed bolters. I'm going to keep Zale somewhere in the middle of the squad, I think. Yeah, to make my life a little bit easier. Let's go ahead and I'll have Calistarius in the back. Let's take Goriel and put him right there, and let's have Zale smack in the middle, because it also says we can't run out of flamer ammunition, which is a little terrifying. So let's deploy away, and we'll see how this thing plays out. We've generated 3 CP on this turn. I'm going to leave it as is, following my rule that if I get better than 2, I tend to leave it alone. Let's have a look at our characters here. And with his AP, that's not an active spot right there. So my first inclination is because we have Genestealers potentially coming from this hole in the wall right here, I was going to put somebody right there, but that does not appear to be a spot that can actually be used properly. So let's just go ahead and get everybody marching along. Actually, because of where Zale is at, this could leave us in an interesting situation. Now, Calistarius does have 20 psi to play with. We can use his force barrier to kind of force the game into the position that we want. So if the Genestealers end up spawning from over here, we'll figure it out as we go, although this is a very dangerous contingency right here. If they spawn right here on the first turn, this could potentially become very, very nasty very, very quickly. So I want to get past here as quickly as I can. I really don't want to mess around with this slot. Got a little bit of extra CP left. I'm going to try and get these guys clear of this hallway. Okay, let's go ahead and drop the turn right here. And we'll see what the Xenos decide to do. So they're obviously going to hit us from the right over there. Looks like we got 2 of them coming in. We've generated 6 CP, but nothing bad has happened right here. But as you can see, it's now pinging this location, meaning something bad will happen right there very, very soon. Because we've got so much CP, We're in a little bit of a tough spot right now. Let's see here. What's he going to be able to do? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's not going to be able to close with us all the way on this turn. And I'm still not sure which nests I'm supposed to be flaming out. It's a very kind of... Let's have a look at our map here. Okay, so it's actually marked them on our campaign map. The problem that I'm seeing now is that we might potentially... This is a really large map, actually. Our extraction zone is up here. What I am thinking is that perhaps we come up here, we set up beachheads in this direction and in this direction. Zale goes in and flames this room. We come around this way. We go through this room right here. We cut right. We go up this way. We cut left. And we come up like so, sort of zigzagging our way through, so as to keep them sort of spawning out of the way. We only have to flame 3 of these. So 1, 2, and then we get this one on the way by as we zone out. And I think that's probably that, or we could actually ignore this entirely, come this way, 1, 2, and 3. That might also work. I don't know what my favorite strategy is right now. Ew, we just have just too little AP. I'm going to have to do that right there, unfortunately. So let's hope, we're going to pray to the machine god that we don't end up with a bunch of bolter jams on this one. So my principal question now is, I suppose we leave Goriel here. Yeah, either way, he's not going to be facing the right way. It's very, very unfortunate. Now, the contingency or the decision I have to make now is we can take Goriel, and we can face him this way, because we know we have a spawn coming. Or, the other potentially interesting idea is we leave Goriel isolated back here, and we have him shoot down the hallway, guarding the backs of his friends. And since there's no friendly fire, I think I'm going to subscribe to that idea.
Clear a path. Flank secured.
Okay, so is everybody overwatched? No, everybody is not overwatched. I forgot to do Lorenzo. Well, they can't get to Lorenzo right now. And we'll take our chances. We will take our chances. Let's go ahead and bypass the turn. I'm not a fan of what happened during that particular deployment. It does make me feel really uncomfortable.
Multiple targets acquired. My bolter has failed.
Of course it has. Lovely. So we've actually got a pretty sizable... Ew. We've got a problem here. We did get 5 CP, though. Now, I think the best option right now is how much ammo does he have? He has 6. We have to flame 3 rooms and he can't run out. That leaves me with 2 discretionary shots. I'm going to have him unjam the bolter. Oh, they put in a % chance to hit. I love the developers right now. So there's a couple options that I have in front of me. I can back him off, I can bring him forward, and I can bring in Zale, turn him, and flame out the hallway, which I think is what I'd like to do. So let's see if maybe we get lucky with a bolter shot right there. And we'll step him to there. No such luck clearing out the hallway just yet. But we do have reasonable CP to actually handle our business in this hallway. So hopefully, barring any horrible circumstance where we don't kill the guy in the front, which is a possibility, we could fail to kill the guy in the front. Okay, good. We didn't fail to kill the guy in the front, so we're all right there. As long as the Genestealer up in the front manages to get gibbed, I'm happy with the situation. And this leaves Goriel in a little bit of a spot. However, we can try and extract him later, and he does provide a nice little bit of bait.
Stay alert, brothers.
For anybody that decides to get up on the balls of their feet a little bit too aggressively. Now, in ensuring, I don't want to do that. I do want to leave some CP available for... Actually, I probably could have... I'm not really thinking. I haven't played this game in a little while, as you can tell. I probably could have used his force barrier to block that off the turn before. That probably was the more intelligent decision, the more cogent strategy, but unfortunately, didn't think about it, so now I've got to live with the results. Let's go ahead and bypass the turn. Hopefully he smokes. It looks like we're going to get another spawn from right here, so hopefully he smokes himself some genies before we get to kind of stuck here. Kind of relying on Goriel.
My weapon has failed.
Already with the bolter jam.
Resuming fire.
And with the sustained fire, we've got ourselves a first gibbage. And he got him on that one too. So hopefully he'll be able to lock down this hallway for a little bit. We've lost a guy here. Not something that I'm pleased about. They're spawning a little bit on the top right corner there. Interesting choice. We're going to re-roll that CP. It was at 2. We're going to get ourselves 3. And let's get everybody trucking. I would prefer to be the hell out of this hallway
With all due haste.
as soon as possible. I want Zale backing in here because he's obviously got to be conserving his ammunition. Let's kind of use this opportunity to rotate our formation a little bit.
Affirmative.
And with the extra CP, I'm going to have him lock down this hallway.
Securing position.
And so hopefully he should get him in 4 squares. It's a pretty low chance with sustained fire that we shouldn't be able to take him out. We are getting sustained fire, are we not? Yeah, okay. Sometimes the missions don't tell you you're getting sustained fire, and it creates a very, very depressing situation in which you find yourself kind of relying on the gods of RNG here. Because we have extra CP, I'm going to do my best to make a little bit of a push. We do have 2 people overwatching, which leads to the potential for using up some CP on possible... Calistarius didn't end up using a lot of his AP. It's a little bit of a downer. But I don't think I want to risk using a barrier just yet. I want to save barriers as kind of my oh shit button for the future. So excited to be playing this campaign again. I do want to express that. I am really, really excited that they decided to release this campaign. Let's see if... We've already got a weapon jam here.
Obstruction.
And he's killed off his Genestealer. Very nice. A couple more individuals coming from the right, so we are going to have to maintain a definite positive beachhead right there if we want to accomplish anything. There's a kill over there, but he missed on his first shot. That's alright, though.
Bolter malfunction. Obstruction.
And there's another kill. So as soon as they stop spawning right here, we're going to try and bring Goriel up in the rear. Hopefully he'll make it. I can't guarantee that he will. Oh, we re-rolled a 2 as a 1. Little weak right there. Not something that I'm pleased about. Let's get moving down the hallway here. We are going to have visitors fairly soon from this direction. Not going to bother overwatching on this turn, because we simply just don't have the
With all due haste.
CP to maintain it. We can only unjam a bolter once. That's right, stomp those genies. You gotta be passive-aggressive when you're up in a Space Hulk. It just has to be that way. And we'll really, really hope that we don't eat a spawn right here. If we do, well, we're gonna lose Goriel, but I left him behind. He did his purpose. He served the Emperor well. He's repping the Big E. He made sure that this hallway was cleared out, just so these guys could get clear. This is a really nasty spawn. This moment I saw it, I was like, ooh, damn, that's a really, really nasty spawn. Nothing more to be said about it than that. Everybody is in position. All of our APs are used up. Let's go ahead and let the Genestealers get their turn in.
Close.
They closed a little bit further than I was hoping they would, but we generated 6 CP on this turn, which is going to leave us a nice allotment of time for actually trying to burn these guys out. Let's get clear of this spawn as quickly as possible now. There's a lot of nasty little murder holes that we have to worry about on this map. Definitely making the whole thing a bit more terrifying. That is a lot of CP use to get the same thing done that I was going to do before. So instead what I think I'll do... just kind of move this way. I'm debating stepping him back twice. We've got an option right here. So this is, as I told you in previous episodes, we can either take it and we can unload on one of these guys right here with every AP that we have in the errant hope or the desperate hope that we take everything out in this hallway before it gets closer, or we leave it all to the gods of the Overwatch and hope that... Oh, we got lucky. Okay, so let's leave the remainder of the Gods of Overwatch here. This also leaves Goriel in a weird position where I don't want to move him too far forward because he'll get cornered and clubbed. So instead, what I think I'll do, leaving him 4 spaces, debating what these guys decide to do, I think 4 spaces are enough for him to get his job done, which is to hold this right here. Now, hopefully they don't decide to spawn behind me. If I was a player and I was playing the Genestealers on there, I am a player right now. I'm always a player. You know how I go. No, but anyways, if I was playing on the side of the Genestealers, I think what I would do... Yeah, if I was playing Genestealers, I would definitely spawn right here just to panic the player a little bit and force maybe a loss of these 2 guys back here. I mean, I don't think they can move their full 6 from their spawn. I think they only get like 2 or 3 AP to use, but we'll live with it. We've got 2 CP left. Gonna move him forward a tad. We'll move him forward a tad. And I'm happy with this configuration. With 2 people on Overwatch, I always try, my rule with people on Overwatch is you count the number of people on Overwatch, that plus 1 is how many CP you should hold on to. That tends to be my rule, just personally, don't quote me on it, it may fail you, as my strategies are known to do. Let's go ahead and let the genies have their turn. So he's down now. It looks like they are going to spawn behind me, maybe either now or on the next turn. It's difficult to tell which is going to occur. But it could be either or. Looks like he got a bunch of golden wings hanging from his belt. I don't know if that's Freudian on my part or Freudian on the part of Full Control. I'm not going to blame anybody on that one. Are they going to spawn right there? Okay, good. So that means next turn they're going to spawn right here. Which means we are actually going to have to use our barrier for the very first time. So let's go ahead and take our force barrier and shazowie, there it is. That should buy us a little bit of time for this extraction. Goriel's going to take up the rear here. He managed to kill everybody in the hallway, Brother Dino that is. He managed to give them a nice swift... I'm not going to do the kick in the head joke again. Not going to do the kick in the head joke. Having a character named Dino has just been a giant, just swirly whirly-pool of nasty, just kick in the head jokes. And I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore, guys. We just can't be having that. Ew, I'm going to undo that, actually. And what I'd prefer is for him to face this way. We're going to use all of our CP to try and get clear of this gate. We've actually done a pretty good job of recondensing our formation. I'm happy with where we're at right now, and if I can completely pin down the Genestealers right here with barriers, that is what I would prefer to do. Now, the next astute move that the AI would probably make is to hit from here, and probably to keep applying pressure from this direction. That's what I would do personally. But we'll see if the AI decides to do that. There's no telling. Sometimes it does really smart stuff. Other times, sometimes it leaves some pretty big openings. And it looks like it decided to leave a pretty big opening right there. And that's fine. That's cool. I'm going to continue barriering that off until we get our beachhead made. Let's go ahead and get him into position right here. We're going to try and shoot out both of these doors. Pretty happy thus far. The beginning of this mission had a it had a penchant for really destroying us. This little place in particular, if they spawn that on the first turn, GG, my friends, GG. That would have been really, really nasty. Well, considering this is actually barriered off until next turn, let's go ahead and use all of our CP getting people moved out. I'm just going to open that door a normal style. I'm going to continue psi barriering that out. He's at 16 psi. The only other potential area that I see problems having to use psi... Let me pop open my mission briefing here. I think I'm going to hit this one, and this one. I do think that that's going to be my goal. We've got 2 long hallways right here, which is going to give Kale the time he needs to operate, unless they make a sprinter this way. And even so, this will be flamed out, hopefully, by then. I'm a little worried about this room, given that they could hit me pretty hard from there, but we'll shock that monkey once we get there. Let's end it and let the genies do their thing.
Enemy sighted.
You thought you were going to do something today, Genestealer player. Ew, 1 CP. We're going to re-roll that and get 6 out of it. Very cool. We're going to set, move, and fire on that door. If he doesn't get it out of the way, well, we're just going to have to open the bulkhead and do our thing.
Moving ahead.
He's going to stop right there. Let's have him... Now that I'm thinking about it, I should have had him aim at this one because we are going to have to make a potential beachhead right here as well. Let's set a move and fire right there. Hey, and we got the door out of the way. Cool. Let's move everybody else forward. Zale's going to step to the side so that one of these guys can take point right here and kind of set up bulkheads in this direction. You, sir, are going to continue force barriering that. And then be on your way.
Objective logged.
Once he gets down to the corner, we're going to have him turn and hold down this. He can get to the corner, but he can't, like, hold it down right now, so that's okay. I'm alright. This mission, I think this is probably like a nice little lead-in, kind of getting people ready to roll. It's all good. Let's end the turn.
They come.
Okay, so as I thought, they are definitely... I'm glad that I noticed that. I have the tendency to kind of miss things sometimes, and I'm glad that I noticed that I needed this door down and I needed to make a beachhead right here before it was too late. Let's go ahead and get rolling out this way. I'm going to be kind of paranoid about this, and I'm going to put both Dino and Goriel... I'm sorry, Calistarius and Dino. Apologies, wrong characters here. We got 5 CP right there, it looks like. He should be alright. We don't have to put down any more barriers. There are a lot of Genestealers over here that we're going to have to worry about. Let's go ahead and get that going. That means I'm going to try and conserve CP as much as possible, because we do have 4s coming from that way. I'm sure there's an achievement on this mission to burn out every single room, but I'm not trying to get my Xbox gamer on right now. We do have 5 CP. I am loath to give up any further AP, so I think I'm going to leave everybody where they're at for now, and we'll just live with it. So let's go ahead and end the turn, and hopefully we get some nice, lovely gibbage done. And there it is. So Lorenzo's taking care of business, not having to use that power sword, always a good thing. First shot was a big crock of fail right there, but he managed to get the second. Hopefully he'll clear this hallway out, though, and give us a little bit of breathing room. I don't want to feel like I'm being crushed right now. Yeah, well, at least you killed somebody. It may have jammed, but you did take somebody out. Very good. So the hallway is now clear. We're good to go on this right flank. Well, actually, we're going to have to leave them. Ooh, they're going to press us a little bit. Okay, good choice. So what that's going to do is that's going to actually change up our strategy a little bit. So that's going to force me to use a barrier right there. And now my goal becomes a desperate move to take this corner. I have to take this corner right now, otherwise they're going to take the initiative in this hallway, and that's what we really, really want to avoid. We don't want them to have the initiative whatsoever. We want to dictate the flow of combat. That's what Warhammer has always been about, and that's what we're going to try and keep it. In my opinion, Warhammer 40k has always 100% been about who can dictate the most dice rolls. If you can minimize your own dice rolls while maximizing your opponents, you will probably win the game. And I mean that defensively. You're maximizing their defensive rolls. What I mean to say right there. Goriel's going to have to hang tight over here on this corner. Lorenzo's going to hold it down right here, and I'm happy with our positioning, so let's go ahead and end the turn. Hopefully I didn't forget anything right there. I got to get back in the habit. It's been a good 2 months since I played this game last, and I've got to get back in the habit of kind of checking everything, making sure that everything is appropriately allocated. God, he's just holding it down back here. Very nice. We've got a bunch of Genestealers up here on this corner. That's okay, though. God, great CP rolls on this go. Lorenzo's going to continue holding it down right here until he has the ability to press forward and face this way. And I think we're going to have pretty good luck on this one. I mean, I'm really kind of assuming that nothing goes just horrifically wrong right now. I'm going to step him forward, too. That'll give him a sustained fire, I think. Ooh, and he missed with both. That's all good, though. He's still got enough left over for an Overwatch. Get everybody else into position, and I think this is actually where things are going to get really hairy, is when we start burning out nests here.
Overwatch.
Actually, is he clear? Oh, he's actually clear. Let's go ahead and undo that. If he's clear, I see no reason to kind of keep him in the back. Let's go ahead and get him back into formation. And once he's there, everything will be lovely. Let me make sure I'm not missing any of these burnout zones either. Oh, they changed their little icons too. I have to kill 3 rooms. Alright, that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm just making sure that I don't have to make any desperate runs back to where we came from after we end this whole thing. So 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, I'm going to stick with that strategy. We're not going to mess with this nest right here. To mess with this nest, I think, would not be the best. Although it might provide the run with some zest. And maybe a statistical crest? I don't know. I'm just making up rhymes at this point. It's just getting embarrassing. So 2 plus 1 leaves us with 3. Hopefully we don't get a huge influx of bolter jams here. If we do, we've got Calistarius in the front, which means that he's going to be able to use his Crozius. Or is that a war axe? I think that's an axe. But anyways, he's going to be able to use his AP to iron out any melee that he gets into anyways. That's always the benefit of having him in the front. It is a bit of a waste, but it's better than having people die. And the first gib is cast. And he's already jammed up. Whew. A little bit of a worrisome... Did he jam up right there too? No, he didn't. Okay. Leaves him with 2 CP to potentially knock out that Genestealer, which he managed to do. So we're going to start backstepping him in. Actually, I think moving him forward might be the better decision. Let's go ahead and start having him do the creep leap forward a little bit.
Advance, brothers.
That leaves him with 3 shots to handle his biz.
Securing position.
If they get too close, I can force wall this out, though. Just a little thing to be aware of. I'm going to step him forward the full 4 because we have the allotment for it. We got another 6 CP roll, so what is there to worry about? Let's go ahead and get people cooking as quickly as they can in this Terminator armor. I'm going to actually have him step forward... No, I'm not. I'm going to have him step forward 1 more, and then he'll overwatch.
They will fall.
And that leaves me with a nice little fistful of Overwatch CP to play around with. Let's go ahead and bypass it. Genestealers, it is your turn. They almost kind of remind me of like little DBZ monsters. Ah, there's that pressure from the right. Okay. Pressure from the right's okay. 1 CP, we're going to re-roll that. Obviously, we're going to get ourselves a 6. And now the game becomes, can we hold this hallway with a very short runway? I may, in the interest of keeping myself safe...
My aim is true.
Actually, no, let's leave him unoverwatched for now. I may barrier this. Actually, does that count as a space right there? It does. Okay, good. So I don't see any of the pings that usually come along with this, but... Ooh, it's not going to let me undo the overwatch, unfortunately. Okay. Well... That leaves me in a little bit of an unenviable position, where I feel like I need to sprint him down the hallway now, so we'll do that. He's not going to be here for a little bit. I'm going to have him occupy this position and overwatch it while Zale gets in to flame out this room right here. And once this is flamed out, I think we should be absolutely magical. Yeah, let's open that. He's not going to be here for a little bit. But still, I prefer to keep myself at least prepared for the unknown. I'm willing to bet they'll probably spawn here and here. That's what I would do if I was really trying to get completely crazy. Interesting. I feel like they walked away from a reasonable amount of trouble they could have made right there, but, you know, whatever. Use a couple AP to see if he can shoot out this door over here. With a 31% chance, I don't see... Might as well. I mean, there it is.
The path is clear.
So let's go ahead and overwatch him now. And let's have Zale do the work that needs to be done. I want to make sure I flame the entire room. Okay, so there it is. We got the trigger. The doors are now busted, and we're not sure what our nasty little Genestealer friends are going to do at this point. The next spot that I'm seeing that's going to be sort of a little bit of a pinch is going to be right here. This spawn could fall subject to just like an endless tide of Genestealers. Luckily, we have Barrier on our side, which does give us a little bit of room to play with. I'm actually going to have Calistarius just hang out right here, I think. Until we actually get this whole thing taken care of. Let's bring Goriel on up. And from there, that seems like a good spot to end the turn, making sure everybody's overwatched in the direction they need to be watching. And let's do it. Ooh, it made the run. Got an enemy right there. Generated that 1. We're going to roll it again and get a 4. Interesting predicament. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an attack. Okay, so you can get attacked from either direction. This is going to force my hand a little bit to actually use a... Hey, it worked. Okay, so I used his Psychic Storm to kill a single unit right there. That is going to cause a little bit of pressure in the future.
Watching for enemy contact. Overwatch.
But...
Move.
This is one of those cases where I think we should be alright. Alright, and there's our second room burned out. So 2 of 3 have now been taken care of. We want him back in line as soon as he can, but for now we're just going to hang out and... Yeah, for now we're just kind of pulling a hangout. Okay, so he's killed the target that was behind him now, but he's still going to get spawned on again.
No mercy.
Only 3 CP to play around with on this turn. We definitely have some decisions to make.
Holding position.
I need to hold on to my Psi. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. God, he can make a move on us in either direction. Then again, he is going to fill in with his Psi if he gets himself into a melee. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bank on that fact and just really hope that this turns out the way I want it to. They have used up a lot of their troop allotments right here on sort of a strange spawn, but that's okay. Not going to complain about spilt Genestealers.
Clear a path.
Let's go ahead and get Zale back into line. We'll flame out this final room, then we'll throw everybody on the teleporter. And that will be that, my dear, dear friends.
Objective logged.
Yeah, either way, this has the potential to get really, really nasty for either one of these 2 units. We'll see what happens. Let's live on the edge.
The angel divine.
Hopefully he rolled well right there. So he used 2 psi to handle that. Not horrible, but not absolutely optimal either. But it did allow us to make a push, so you gotta take what you get, I guess. Reroll that 1 to get a 4. Let's go ahead and turn Lorenzo around.
Enemy sighted. None shall survive. Moving out.
Now, what you'll notice from our formation right here is this is like a really bad decision because Zale is really like the guy that dictates whether or not we survive this. We've actually got to keep him somewhat safe. So I'm going to put a barrier down right there. And I didn't notice that they were pinging that. This might actually end up backfiring on me quite badly. Well, I really just have to hope, I guess, at this point that they can't spawn without that slot right there. I don't think they can. And that gives me about a turn to get Zale out of the way and create a beachhead right there. I'm going to have him shoot his shots, I guess. Hey, and he managed to pull it off. Cool.
None shall survive.
So that leaves me thinking, since I have no Overwatch here, at least put somebody right there as maybe like a feeder for the future. And then we will bypass this turn and we'll kind of see what the Xenos decide to do. Okay, not bad. We are still risking a spawn right there. And this also creates an interesting fistful of choices. Let's undo that really quickly. I just noticed this is pinged right here.
Clear a path.
So he's just going to back his way down the hallway.
Order confirmed. Holding.
Obviously, we're going to put another barrier in right there.
Affirmative.
I'm actually going to overwatch him for now.
Order confirmed. Holding.
Because I'm feeling nervous. I really don't want to lose Zale while I'm trying to shoot the gap right now. And that was the last of our Psi, too. So at this point, we're kind of playing a risky game. I need to pull somebody back, basically, to hold this hallway while he flames out the room and takes off running. There's a bunch of giant broadswords. Oh, that's badass. That's what I want my sarcophagus to look like when I go. Something kind of terrifying in case a little kid ever breaks in, just scare the hell out of himself. Okay, and I think everybody's moved. We have all of our Overwatches in position, so let's go ahead and take our turn here, and we'll kind of figure out what happens. Quite a lot of Xenos coming in from behind.
Mercy.
Lucked out. I'm going to re-roll that one. Ah, damn. Okay, well then. Zale is second in line. So how I would prefer to have this work, and this is going to be a mess right here. This turn is going to end with us looking really, really foolish. Just want you guys to know that. Who's gonna be overwatching on this turn? Too many people for the allotment that we have? That's what I figured. Well, they do have a lot of guys on the board. Maybe they won't be able to spawn on us. It's gonna be tough to tell.
Let them come. They will fall.
Alright, and then we gotta hope this holds. If this doesn't hold, this could get really, really hectic. Let's end the turn. God, that's so many Xenos. Alright, so at least we've handled that problem. Oh good, we've got more spawns. Yeah, they are not happy about this. I guess we did burn up all their little critters and chitlins. Suppose that would kind of piss me off too. But on the plus side, if there is one, we are almost the hell out of here.
Holding position.
He's about to just have a horrible day. Unfortunately. There's just not much I can do about it. It also depends if they decide to flank down this way and kind of cut him off. Well, not quite ready to step people off into the teleporter pad just yet.
Stay alert, brothers.
Hopefully I can get him into position to take this and he can take something. Because this is really, really nasty. I'm going to leave the CP where it's at because we have a lot of... Actually, can I... Let me take my freebie shots here. Okay, well, we tried. Now we overwatch. That was a little bit of a waste of my own time there. And if they hit us from this direction now, game over, man. Game over. I could sort of potentially like step him back like so and watch this hallway just in case something weird like that does happen. There's the first kill. Yikes. Really wishing I had a barrier left over. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to complete the mission.
Death demands vengeance. Moving.
Oh, well, there we go. I like how it starts the music, but he's oh, hold on. Don't start it yet. Don't. You missed your cue. Hold on. I'm not on the pad. All right, there we go. Play the music now.
The enemy has been purged and the path is clear.
Okay, so that was the first mission in our new playthrough of the campaign that Full Control released this morning. I hope you guys enjoyed it. My name is Splattercat, and if this is your first time checking out the channel, I hope you enjoyed my playthrough. I will see you guys next time, and take care out there, everybody.